continue and finish this one. So we recorded 2 times. Let's go. Remember I said we had some other transactions that we had to record. Now, we were focusing on this one. We were focusing on the creditors allowances. Now we focus on what? Now we focus on what's this? Sorry, yeah, cash payments, general cash book payments. Okay, let me zoom a bit so that I can see properly. Yes. I hope you can see. Yeah, you can see now from your side. So yeah, this is the one that we remember. We did this one. We did this one. We have got another creditors here. Can you see now? But remember, this creditor here is not the main account here. The main account is bank. But for sure, we know that we are going to go and record on the debit side of this creditors control. Can you see now? So we know the amount is 129. So we must go to the debit side, and I'm going to ask you what would be the contra account, because this is not the main account anymore. So I'm going to ask you. So you have got this information, and then I'm going to go to the debit side and record. Okay, I'm going to go to the debit side. I'm going to go to the debit side. And then here's the debit side. Remember, I don't have to put the date anymore because already I wrote the 30th there. But because I took, let me just shift this one a bit, because I don't want it to look like I'm skipping the lines. I don't want to skip the rows for you. Let me shift this one up a bit, up a bit, up a bit. I think it's better that way. Yes. So who can tell me what am I going to write here? What am I going to write under details? Because that creditors was taken from the CBP. So who can tell me what will I write there? Because obviously I cannot write the total purchases. I cannot write the same thing that I did here, because in that journal, the creditors control is not the main account. So what must I do? I can't say, no, I can't say total payments because I'm not paying anything. I say, you are correct, Khomutso, Caleb, I'm going to say bank, because the main account in that journal, is what? Is bank. Can you see now? So it means if something is not the main account in that book, the details will be the main account in that book. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying here. I feel like I'm giving you some rhymes, if you know what I mean. So I'm saying, if you are taking an account from a book where that account is not the main account, the main account in that book will be the details for this account. Are we together, guys? Can I see yes, 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 yes? Can I see yes, 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 yes? Perfect. So now you know. I will go back so that you can see what I'm talking about. I don't want you to guess. I don't want you to guess, okay? So I want to show you. Seeing is believing, you know? So I'm gonna, can you see here? I took creditors here, but creditors is not the main account. So it means the contra account or the details for creditors there will be the main account. I think you're following, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so the amount is 129,000. I'm gonna then 129,000. I'm gonna say from which book? From CBP. From CBP. The amount is 129,000. So you have an opportunity to ask, because I don't want you to just write. No, you can't lose any marks. If you put, but it doesn't look good, it's gonna be too much. But yeah, you can write the date again, but you won't lose marks. You won't lose marks. Okay. You won't lose marks for that. I hope everyone is okay so far. So if you can check, I think we don't have any other books. So remember, we recorded 3 times. Like I said here, guys, please just understand when do we say total, when do we see total, and now we said what? Bank, because you know why. So okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you how to balance the account. So who can tell me? I think I gave you these notes before, but you know, sometimes notes we neglect notes. I understand. That's why I always remind you. When you look, what is the first step for balancing the account? Who can tell me? Right on the chat if you know. The bigger side. Thank you so much for that. Cheyenne and Cole, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that, guys. I'm gonna find the biggest side. So which one? I think the biggest side, yes, the biggest side is going to be this one. The credit side, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be 394,000. No, 400. Hopefully you can see that. That's the total. Hopefully you can see this, guys. And then immediately when you put the total here, you must go to the other side here and copy that total. That's the first step. Ask a question if you're lost. The first way of balancing the account. You must find the bigger side, and the bigger side must appear both sides. So this is the first thing that we do. That's the first step. Who can tell me what is the next step? What is the next step? The difference, calculate the difference between the two sides. Thank you so much, Caleb. So what is the difference between the two sides? Obviously, the difference will be on the debit side because the debit side is the smallest one. Please find the difference. Just say 404 minus 129,000 minus 13,395 and tell me how much is that amount. Thank you, Jay, for that. 262.05. Thank you so much. The difference that we found. Guys, if you don't understand, just check. We said 404 here minus 129 minus 13395. And what we call this amount? Who can call me? Not call me, eh? Who can tell me? What do we call this? Thank you so much, Cole, for that. We call it balance carried down. Now, missing figure. Don't be wrong. We call it balance carried down. So always make sure that you remember how to do it. So we call that difference balance carried down. That is the missing figure. Difference between the two. Okay. That's the difference between the two. Now, what is the next step? Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that, Cole. We go to the other side, but we must still have to put the date, 16. But the month will be, you can tell me what will be the month now? wrote down the month or something else. Thank you so much for that, Cole. Guys, please make sure that you understand. Thank you, Cole, for that. I appreciate it. So this is how you need to do it. Let me just shift it. This is how you must write it, guys. Can you see now? You must say 2016 now, because this is the balance for next year. It's going to act like this balance. Can you see this balance on top here? Next, not year, next year, next period, next month is going to act like this balance. So we say balance brought down, like you said. Down. Same as down. If you understand, I would be happy. That's how it must be. Let me give you an opportunity to ask questions. I want you to ask me a question. I want you to ask me a question. Any questions, guys? Is because we want to know how much is the balance for that account at the end of the month, and that balance is going to be the balance for next month. So next month is April. That's how we said when we open April on the 1st, the balance of this account will be 262,045. That is just to show the balance for next month. Okay, and apart from that, that is how to balance the account. Okay, that's how to balance the account. You must always do, because most people, if you don't balance it correctly, guys, you will lose marks when it comes to balancing. See, yes, yes, on the same page. Thank you, guys. 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 Okay, makes sense. So we start off the next month. Yes, you are correct, Be. We are correct. We like. Can you see even this balance that I came with? Remember this balance that I just came with? This one of 10,000. Meaning last month when we balanced, it was this balance like this. So we had to bring it forward. Can you see now? This comes from what? February. And we use this from February with the other information. Now we calculate the new one for April. In April, we're going to calculate the new one for May. Just like that, just like that. Let me see. Yes, yes, yes. I want to see 22 yeses so that I can show you another account. Oh, I don't know if you had enough for today, but I think I can still push you guys. Can I still push, or do you think you can be able to do others on your own? Or do you want me to push for you and then we still have time? But if you, because I don't want to overdose you for nothing. So as long as you understand me, it's okay. But I still want to continue. Do you still think that you still have some gasoline? Do you still have gas to continue? I know gas is very expensive these days. So do you think that you can still grab something, or will you go and try to do these things on your own? Let me see on the chat. Otherwise, I continue. Because sometimes it's useless just to talk, or else, you know, just for the sake of finishing. You know me by now. I don't just finish. I want you to get something. Do you think that is for today you had enough, or can I continue? Otherwise, I continue if you don't say anything. Okay. Guys, are you still with me here, or what happened? Am I still? Am I alone, or what? Are you still here? Okay, thank you. I'm gonna continue. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go and take another one. Let's wait for the system. The next one that I'm going to open here, I'm going to open input vet, because remember I'm just randomly selecting, but I can just choose whatever I want to choose. Doesn't matter which one do I choose. So I choose input vet. I'm going to open input vet, and I know that I've got input vet here. I've got input, no, this output. I've got input vet here. And then I have, let me check the next one here. I also have input vet here. Can you see now? Yes. Now, let me tell you something. I want you to write this thing down. So, if you are recording in a particular account, and you find that that account will also be affected by the general journal, by GJ, this is the general journal, you must always start recording information from the general journal. Why? Because general journal does not have totals. It has got dates, individual dates. Can you see now? Remember, the other journals have got totals, and those totals are at the end of the month. But general journal doesn't have totals. When we record dates one by one. So write it down. If you have to take information from GJ, always start with GJ. Remember the previous one, I didn't have to bother because the creators control was not part of GJ. So I just had to choose any journal that I can start with. But preference must be given to GJ. So it means I'm going to start recording the information that I'm going to take from the GJ, okay? So I'm going to start with the GJ because GJ has got dates which are separate. So I'm going to go and open an account called input vet. Input vet. You see, I opened input vet. Now, let me change the color. Wait. Now, I'm going to go back to check the information about the input vet. Let's wait for the system. Now, if you look at this, there is input vet. What for me, the input vet is very easy. Like not the input vet, the general entries are very easy. Check here. Can you see I've got input vet here? I know that I'm going to record this input vet, and the amount for input vet is on the debit side. Can you see already? I know that I must go to the debit side, and the amount is 25900. But it's important for me to know the main account. Who can tell me what is the main account here? Out of these three accounts, which one is the biggest of them all? You can even look at the, let me go back. You can even look at what? At the amount. So that amount, yes, that main account will always have the biggest amount. That's the truth. The main account will always have the biggest amount. Thank you so much for that, Crispe and Gia. And I'm gonna put it here as the main account, just for me to understand that my main account is already I know what I'm gonna write. Okay, so now I know that I must go to the input, and under the input I must go, and can you see the input has been recorded on the debit side? So I'm gonna go to the debit side and record. Okay, let me go. And then I'm gonna come to the debit side. 2016 March 31st. Okay, that's the first thing. Who can tell me what will be the details? Just try. What will be the details for us? How much is the amount? Thank you so much for that. Correct. And then amount how much? Okay, I must go and find my amount because no one wants to show me. Any question? Okay, Sylvester just do it. No one is responding. Let's continue. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Jay. Now I must go back and find another one. Sorry guys, I don't know systems. So now we go and we find input here. Input, I'll need this amount 4840, 48440, and I know that I'm gonna go to the debit side. Can you see now? Input on the debit side 4840. I'm gonna ask you which one will be the details. What will be the details? Thank you, Patience. Thank you for that. I'm gonna write on the debit side. I'm gonna write control. I'm gonna show that I took it from CJ. Tell me the amount for something, for something. 48, thank you. 440, patience with it. That's how we do that. Okay. We must also go back and check the other book. The other book, we've got CBP. We also have VAT input on the debit side. We've got 38480. Can you see now on the debit side? So tell me what will be the details. The amount is 38480. Thank you so much for that patience. 38480. Thank you, Tarek. And from CBP, 8. Thank you so much. That's how to record it. So hopefully, guys, you all understand. And then the only thing that is left here is to find the total for me, because you have to balance it. I'm going to show you how to balance the input VAT, because input VAT is different. Input VAT and output VAT are different from others. So I'm just going to need the total for this and put the total. Can you hear me now? Thank you. So total for me, please. Help me with the total. Thank you. Thank you for that. 12820. First step. And then we must also take it to the other side. Remember, which one is the biggest? I'm going to put 112,820. And then, what's the difference, if I may ask? What is the difference between the sides? What is the difference between the sides? Very much different. In this input and the output, we don't. What do you, Jay? I don't understand. Oh, minusing, yes, minus, yes, deduct. So I said 112 here minus everything that I see here. So I don't have anything, is 0. So this minus 0 is what? Is this thing. So that's why it's 0. So no, it can't be 0. Answer cannot be 0. Because this side you have got 112. This side you have got 0. And you say 112 minus 0, you have got 112. So this side must balance. Do you all understand, guys? These sides must balance. Can you see they are now balancing? This gives you this. These three give you this. I hope it makes sense. Let me see, yes, if it makes sense, because I feel like some of you are not responding. I'm not sure if it making sense or not. Thank you. Perfect. So, no, it's not 0, Tarek. Remember, at the moment, Tarek, you don't have, this is what we just found. We didn't know this. This is the amount that we found. Let me delete it. You will see. You will see. I'm gonna delete it for you. You will see. Take check here. How much do you have this side? Is 112. This side you have got nothing. So what amount can I put here so that when I add, what amount must I put here so that when I add, this is just a total so that I can get this total. So we just say 112 minus whatever I have here. What do I have here? I've got 0. 112 minus 0 is 112. I don't know if you understand me. The answer is 112. That's how it is. Must be 112. So this one, because it's input VAT. So input VAT and the output VAT are balanced differently. You can't say balance carried out for this one. Can you see now? No problem. It's good that you asked. So 2016, still March 31st. This one, you must not say balance carry down. This one is taken to an account called, these are the special cases. There's an account called SARS control account. So input and the output, when you balance them, guys, you need to say SARS control. Okay, so don't forget that. You see now. So even if you go and open the output VAT, when you balance it, remember, write it down. Only when you balance input and the output, you say SARS control account, because input and output affect SARS. Remember, input is the VAT that we are going to claim from SARS, and output is the VAT that we are going to pay to SARS. So they all go to an account called SARS control account. Please do not forget that. And then we use that. The folio here must be GJ, because you can't record it anywhere. Can you see that? That's a transfer. GJ like that. It's a transfer. Okay. So please make sure that you know how to do that. Any questions, guys? Guys, please, I want to have lunch before the next one. Can we call it a day? I'm hungry. Can we call it a day, guys? Thank you, guys. I think you got something. I appreciate. Yeah, I need to go and eat because I've got another class. But if you want more, because I know yeah, what do you mean say when you bring to next month? Yes. So for input VAT, we don't do the balance carried down, balance brought down. No, it's only dealt with this month. It's gonna be transferred to SARS control. You don't have to do the balance carried down, the balance brought down. You should have ordered something for me, Be. You should have ordered something for me. So I don't know what to eat now. Okay. So I'll see you guys. Yeah. So let me go and refresh before. But if you want to follow me, you can follow me to the next class. I do have a class next. You can go and join group 3 at 3. Thank you so much, guys. Guys, I'm gonna put these slides on